What is up, guys? Welcome to another stream. Now, today is a really frustrating one today. Well, it's not frustrating, but we've got loads to get through. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on, 5, 6, 6 things to get through today. Hopefully, that should take us an hour to do. And yeah, so let's get to it. So, oh, I just realised something. Be back in a second. Yes, guys, that's Tottenham Street intro. We've introduced a new intro today. To the new Tottenham Street channel. So today we're going to be looking at loads of things today. So let's go. So Antonio Conte, as you know, I'm a Tottenham fan. Obviously, that's why I'm doing it. So Antonio Conte is set to depart. Yes, I have read news about this. That he is set to depart. I'm in the studio, as you can see. He's set. Antonio Conte is set to depart, so he'll be leaving shortly. I'm not sure when, but I think. I do believe he is going to leave. I think they've announced it that he's going to leave soon, and and if they do leave soon, it'll be, I think, and if we can get more people in. But again, you would have Ryan Mason as the manager for a bit. If you have Ryan Mason for the manager for a fair bit. and then you move on from there, and then hopefully when we find a manager, we'll have Ryan Mason until the end of the season, and when we find a manager, he'll be really good because it it helps a lot. It really does help a lot. Obviously, I've got a stream on my Twitch after this, but yeah, it really does help a lot, and yeah, but obviously if Conte leaves, then it's good though, isn't it? If it's not, then sorry to say, but Conte's going soon. But we all want Conte to go, which I believe is a good thing if we want Conte to go because he's knocked us out of the FA Cup. Well, I think we're going to get to this point where he blames the players for being lazy. I think, and it's the selfish. He blames it on selfish players apparently. So we're gonna look into that even more about the selfish players, or apparently the selfish players. I'm not sure because that's what Conte said during his fiery interview. He said about his that all the players out there were really really selfish, and I don't think that's right. He wasn't selfish at all. The players weren't selfish. He was saying that they don't pass to each other. There's 538%. There's 538 passes. I'm sure they do pass to each other. But, apparently we were selfish coming from that Southampton game. It started from 3-1 Tottenham to 3-3. They've managed to get 2 goals on. I was like, what? How? We scuffed up a lead once again. But yeah. Anyway, moving on to the next topic. Tottenham man unoffended by Conte outburst hints teammates are not committed to the project. So one more time. Tottenham man unoffended by Conte outburst hints teammates are not committed to the project. Let's get to the Tottenham midfielder Pierre-Emile Højbjerg has responded to Antonio Conte's outburst and claimed that his teammates are not committed to the project. Conte lost his head after Tottenham drew 3-3 against Southampton over the weekend. His team were 3-1 ahead, but they surrendered a 2-goal lead later on, very late on. The Italian head coach claimed after the final whistle that his players are selfish and they don't want to help their teammates. He was already under pressure following the recent exits from the FA Cup and Champions League. He is now expected he will be dismissed before his contract expires in the summer. We do have a little video here to watch. We're going to watch that. But yeah, that little bit, obviously we've got more to read. I'm going to go over it in a minute once this is all done. But I do believe that Conte calling his players selfish is not the right way to put it. It was very aggressive, and the way he's put it is putting himself through aggression because he doesn't like losing. We've figured that out, that he doesn't like he doesn't like losing. So we're gonna go ahead and watch this video that's been put on here, but I'm not sure it will come up on the screen straight away. So okay, we're gonna watch this video and have a look. Maybe we're not gonna watch this video. Give me 2 seconds, guys. But yeah, Conte. I mean, Højbjerg is not offended by that at all. Well, I mean, would you be? I wouldn't be, but obviously we're gonna read it a bit more on about this and how it's set to look. But it's it's really really frustrating when you can't get all the whole team needs to be rebuilt. He was saying that. Oh, he was saying that we need to get new people in. I was like, perfectly fine, but you can sell some of the players if you need to, and then it. Here we go.
Stories then we're going to start with the Telegraph and an exclusive in that paper. This is Jason's paper from Matt Law, and they say that Levy is ready to axe Conte. He's flown home to Italy as the Spurs chairman decides his fate, with the possibility of Ryan Mason taking charge until the end of the season. It's in the Telegraph, so let me come to you, Jason. 3 days on from the trade from Antonio Conte, dominating the headlines. We wondered how it would end. Looks like we have the answer then. Is it just a case of when, not if, he goes now?
Yeah, I think that's correct. It looks like the decision has pretty much been made that he will no longer be the Hotspur head coach. And obviously going into an international break gives Daniel Levy a few days to sort out the situation before they play their next game, I think, against Everton. But I think after the events of the weekend, it's pretty expected this would happen. I think it's come to a head a bit quicker than we did expect. But Antonio Conte has flown back to Italy, to his home today, and that will be it. I think now he'll be negotiating his departure from the club. And it's no surprise to say, after what's happened in the last couple of weeks, in particular, Saturday was untenable, really, the way he spoke afterwards. I know he tried to clarify and say that it was directed towards the players, having the previous week directed all his anger towards the fans. But if you go back over the press conferences he gave on Saturday, he clearly was talking about the club as well. And anyone who knows Daniel Levy will know, once the attention is turned on to him in that manner, there's only one end. And once again, Tottenham are looking for a new manager. And I think because of the situation they're in, Ryan Mason is the obvious candidate. Although, again, that's a huge risk. Relative rookie, obviously, he's been in charge briefly before. There are work managers that Tottenham have an interest in, but whether they can persuade one of them to come at this point in the season, I'm really not sure.
Yeah, we'll talk more about who might take over as and when this happens shortly. But just pick out a line here in Matt Law's piece, John, where he says that the situation is rated as almost irretrievable now. A variety of sources at the club. You know, he turned on the players, accused them of being selfish and lacking heart. I mean, can you remember a situation when that ever ended well?
No, I can't really. I mean, lots of batches. He'll go home, sort of to Italy, and he's flown home. What I quite like about his flight home was that he took a Ryanair flight, didn't he? It is all too easy to get a private, but this is doing his bit for the green, really save the planet. But look, I just feel that it's not been right for him this season. I'm a admirer of Conte. And I do feel as if last season it was still job done. He got them into the top four. And so kind of, you justified his season in charge without a shadow of a doubt. This has been happening both on and off the pitch. We should take into account just how much he's suffered off the pitch, losing friends and those close to him. I think he's taken that particularly hard. And, it's been a devastating time for him. I just felt what he said after Southampton on Saturday just made it inevitable, didn't it? I'm not sure that there's a way back from that, because normally, you talk about the players, the manager losing sort of the dressing room. Well, the dressing room was sort of firmly turned on the manager, and I think they were losing respect for him, because when you completely absolve yourself, as he appeared to do, we shouldn't forget that he rested Harry Kane, although Stellini was in charge. He rested Harry Kane for that cup tie at Sheffield United, which frankly for me was the beginning of the end, because I think that signalled the unravelling of their season. They went out the FA Cup, quickly followed by a defeat at Wolves, blow to the top four, quickly followed by a European Champions League exit. It's just utterly bizarre. If you talk about trying to get a mentality right, winning mentality at Spurs, or dropping your best player, it isn't going to help in sort of trying to win trophies and make sure that trophies is your priority, is it?
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. That is that for that one. But I mean, it was telling a bit of the truth. So I'm just gonna read all of that again and just put it on the screen for you. The Tottenham man unoffended by Conte's outburst hints his teammate are not committed to the project. But no, Tottenham midfielder Pierre-Emile Højbjerg responded to that and said, "Look, if you're gonna do that, it's out of order. If you're gonna do that, you can't. You can't do things like that." But look, well, I'm gonna read it all to you now, and hopefully you understand it. And hopefully people are watching. Well, I think they are anyway. Obviously, we're looking at most of different stuff, and hopefully we can dedicate this. But hopefully this Tottenham squad can improve, and well, we hope this Tottenham squad improves, because if it doesn't, then what are we gonna do? Right. So anyway, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg has responded to Conte's outburst and claimed that his teammates are not committed to the project. Conte lost his head after Tottenham drew 3-3 against Southampton over the weekend. His team were 3-1 ahead, but they surrendered a 2-goal lead late on in the game. The Italian head coach claimed after the final whistle that some of his players are selfish and don't want to teammates. He was already under pressure following their recent exits from the FA Cup and the Champions League, and now it is expected that he'll be dismissed before his contract expires in the summer. Højbjerg has now responded to the comments made by Conte. The midfielder has hinted not all of Tottenham's players are committed to the project or culture. Haha, yes. Did I experience it? I think we've seen it all. Sorry, guys. Where was I? Oh, I did experience. I think we've seen it all. Very honest and open press conference he gave. Højbjerg said that was what Højbjerg said. It is because he is not satisfied. You don't do that if you've reached the quarterfinals of the Champions League and if you're in the semi-finals of the FA Cup. It comes from the fact that unfortunately we did not get the result we as a team and the club wanted, but we are still where we want and need to be in the Premier League. But yes, it's hard, should I say. I understand that if you want to be successful as a team, you need 11 men who are committed to a project and culture, but I think player measuring the coaching staff the coach has not been satisfied, and that's what we will take with me. You do what you can to please him. I do what know about myself and the honest player. I am a player who always gives 100% of myself for the team. When asked, he was offended by Conte's comment. Højbjerg rejected his suggestion as his manager's comments were not precise, so Spurs players could not take his word to heart. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that if he now sees it, then you have to be a little bit more precise in order as you as a player to take it to heart, Højbjerg stressed. Højbjerg also indicated that Tottenham's players were in the dark about Antonio Conte's press conference. No, let me put it in this way. He didn't tell us what he wanted to say at the press conference, but it's clear that you work with each other every day and you want the best for each other, and you want to be successful together, and sometimes the waves go high in football. I mean, there you go. that just, it explains itself, and that's that in one word, really. But yeah, Antonio Conte's man offended by because Højbjerg didn't really care. I don't know, but Højbjerg has been playing well. Okay, next subject we're moving on to is Antonio Conte hanging by a thread as Spurs begin to search for a new coach, a new manager. So we're gonna read this. So Daniel Levy held a video call with the key aides on Monday. Ryan Mason would be a candidate for a caretaker role. Tottenham have begun to check the market for a new manager in a sign that they are ready to accelerate the departure of Antonio Conte. Amid concerns that the majority of the players are no longer behind him, it has become increasingly clear over the recent weeks that Conte will not be staying beyond the end of the season when his contract expires. The Italian failing to see a way forward in the job due to a variety of factors, but Conte plunged the club into an immediate crisis on Saturday when the players after a 3-3 draw at Southampton, the team having surrendered a 3-1 lead late on. Antonio Conte has made it clear to the chairman, Daniel Levy, and the board that his comments, including the one about the club, don't play for something important. Tottenham's story is this: was not a dig at them, rather players and them alone. Conte's idea with his departure looming as a do-or-die attempt of right-ring one last effort from them over the final 10 games. To fire push for a top 4 finish. Spurs are still fourth, although Newcastle have a close within 2 points of them and 2 matches in hand. The dispute would also have added a benefit to Conte shifting the blameless, frustrating campaign away from him. But Levy, who held a video call Monday afternoon with the key aides to discuss the way acutely aware of the collective damage from the Conte's outburst. We're going to watch a video now. We're just going to put it on the screen. We're going to watch a video about this and what Antonio Conte has to say. What Antonio Conte has to say about this. Okay. Okay, and I'm just going to put the video up on the screen, and then you guys can watch it.
Why, Antonio? Why do you think it is like this?
Why? Bah, I don't know, because they are used here. They're used here. Don't play for something important. Yeah. And they don't play. They don't want to play under pressure. They don't want to play under stress. Yeah, it's easy in this way. And Tottenham story is this: 20 years that there is the owner and never won something. But why? Only for the fault is only for the club or for every manager that stay here. And I have seen the manager that Tottenham had on the bench. You risk to disrupt the figure of the manager and to protect the other situation in every moment. And now, until now, I try to hide the situation, but now no, because I repeat, I don't want to see what I have seen today, because this is unacceptable. Also for the respect for the fans that follow us, pay the tickets, and to see the team another time, to have this type of performance, for me, I repeat, this is unacceptable.
And that was Conte saying that was very unacceptable. But anyway, I'm going to carry on reading. The Guardian reported on Sunday that there were serious doubts over whether enough players still back Conte. Also, some of them would welcome his immediate departure, according to further sources. Most of them would be happy to see him go. It is increasingly hard to see how Levy can resume after the international break. With Conte in charge, Spurs next play Everton on Monday the 3rd of April. The problem for Levy is that the work of managers would likely to be out of reach until June, with the workout contenders such as Mauricio Pochettino, Thomas Tuchel and Luis Enrique would prefer to step in at the start of pre-season. Ryan Mason, who is the Conte's coaching staff, would be a big step. Would be a candidate to take the care charge after the sacking of Jose Mourinho. But look, yeah, it's understandable of how it's worked out to be in that situation, and how we all accept it. Because, hot. Sorry about that. That was really, really hot. But yeah, there's the thread. So Antonio Conte is going to be sacked. We all know that. Okay, we all know that Antonio Conte is going to be sacked in the next probably 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, up to a week. We already know that, right? Yeah, but we already know that. Just gonna get past this. So, Tottenham chef Daniel Levy blocking 2 transfers contributed to Conte's anger before astonishing rant. This was before the rant happened. But it's not another video, is it? Okay, so Tottenham Hotspur. So Tottenham Hotspur chief Daniel Levy will reportedly contribute to Antonio Conte's anger before the manager's extraordinary rant over the weekend. Levy and Conte have regularly butted heads since the Italian became Tottenham head coach during the 2021-2022 campaign. The ex-Chelsea argued that his Spurs leading influx and the better qualified players that he got the wish last term as the board sanctioned the deals for Dejan Kulusevski and Rigo Bentancur. Conte did a brilliant job last season as Tottenham finished 4th in the Premier League. He has been backed again this season by the club spent 150 million on new players. This was done to help Spurs kick on and maintain challenge near the top of the table. It has also been a priority at the end of the trophy drought. The 2022-2023 campaign has been a disappointment for Spurs, though. They exited the Carabao Cup, FA Cup and Champions League prematurely. They were also dropped down to 6th with Newcastle and Liverpool make the most of games in hand. The pressure has been growing on Antonio Conte in recent weeks. He lost his cool over the weekend as Tottenham dropped points against Southampton. He's now expected to leave the club before his contract expires in the summer. So he's going to leave in the summer. The players in question at Inter Milan, Lukaku and Steve Di Jury, I don't know. Conte wanted to reunite with these two stars as he reviewed them as an individual capable of turning Spurs into a title-challenging team. Levy reportedly made it clear to Conte that he would not have sanctioned these deals during the summer transfer window later this year. This hugely frustrated Conte and distributes to the anger and emotion that led to his astonishing press conference. The report adds Levy and the board are keen on young, hungry players with the potential to be developed on the training ground, while Conte wants proven stars with title mentalities to be immediate impact. The problem with Spurs is that many of them are huge salaries, such as Lukaku, and their transfer values have diminished in recent times. Lukaku is currently on loan at Inter Milan from Chelsea. Has been reported the Serie A deal has been declined. But there you go. That's what happens. They literally really happens. I mean, you know. Okay, we have some breaking news. Fulham. Fulham. We all know what happened with Fulham. Fulham striker Alexander Mitrovic faces a ban for the rest of the season after being charged by the FA for pushing the referee in Sunday's FA Cup defeat to Manchester United. Serban was charged with violent and improper conduct by the FA if misses the standard punishment for his red at Old Trafford clearly insignificant. The statement read the FA has claimed that the standard in punishment would otherwise be applied to Mitrovic for sending off the offence of violent conduct he had committed towards the match referee is clearly insignificant. In addition, Mitrovic's behaviour and or language was allegedly improper and or abusive and insulting or threatening following his dismissal. Fulham have 11 games this season, and the president of the Referees Association banned longer than 10 matches. Losing Mitrovic would be a big blow for Fulham, who can submit a written response to the charges. The Evening Standard claim is likely to include the Manchester United captain Bruno Fernandes' escape punishment for pushing assistant Adam Nunn during the 7-0 defeat at Liverpool. Bello Ducada was banned for 11 matches in 1998 as shoving referee Paul Alcock to the floor while playing a Sheffield Wednesday game against Arsenal. It should really be putting a decent extended into next season. I hope it's more than 10 games. Look, that's the breaking news. And anyway, guys, thank you for joining the live, and thank you for having a great time. And I will hope to see you tomorrow, I believe, or whenever. And as always, Levy out, Conte out, and come on, you Spurs. And as always, guys, hope you enjoyed the stream, and always, come on, you Spurs.